ever wondered if we, as humans, are the ultimate intruders on this planet? Well, get ready as we delve into the intriguing world of invasive species, where organisms create issues by disrupting ecosystems, decreasing biodiversity, and causing economic losses.
But hold on, are we the most destructive species yet? The answer might surprise you. Come along as we uncover the details of invasive species, learn about the carbon cycle, and discover the wide variety of animals. As we examine how human activities affect the environment, we'll ponder a crucial question. Are humans really invasive species? Let's dig into this question and explore how we can make a positive changes before it's too late.
What is an invasive species? Invasive species are organisms that cause harm when introduced to new environments outside their natural range. While there are varying definitions, invasive species generally share the following key characteristics. First, they spread rapidly and widely in their new habitat. Invasive species reproduce quickly and can cover large areas in a short amount of time. Second, they are non-native to the ecosystem they have been introduced to. Invasive species originate from another region, often transported by human activity, either intentionally or accidentally. Third, because they are non-native, invasive species lack natural predators or pathogens that would otherwise keep their populations in check. This allows them to proliferate. Finally, invasive species cause harm to the environment, economy, or human health in their new habitat. They can push out native species, destroy habitats, spread diseases, and cause billions of dollars in economic damage. Understanding these shared traits can help identify and manage invasive species. Being able to recognize invasive species early is crucial to preventing their spread and reducing their impacts. Education and prevention efforts rely on a clear definition of what makes species invasive.
The carbon cycle allows carbon to be recycled continuously on Earth. Carbon exists in the atmosphere as carbon dioxide, but it also exists in oceans, fossil fuels, and in all living things. Plants take in carbon dioxide during photosynthesis, incorporating the carbon in their tissues, which is why animals get carbon when consuming plants or other animals. Over time, buried dead organisms become fossil fuels like oil and coal. Burning fossil fuels releases vast amounts of carbon dioxide back into the atmosphere. This human-caused increase in carbon dioxide is disrupting the natural carbon cycle, leading to climate change and ocean acidification. Understanding the carbon cycle shows us the need to reduce carbon emissions and keep this vital cycle in balance.
The word fauna refers to all the animals that live in a certain place. At first, people probably just use the word fauna to talk about the invisible creatures around them. But now, science has shown that animal life is way more complex than we first thought. Modern biology splits up fauna into different groups called domains. The domain Animalia has the complex multicellular animal we're familiar with. Mammals, birds, reptiles, amphibians, insects, and more. But fauna actually include a ton of crazy microscopic stuff too, like single-celled protozoa, bacteria, and archaea. So while fauna is often associated with bigger, visible animals, it technically covers all types of life in an ecosystem, from massive mammals down to tiny bacteria. Knowing about this diversity helps us understand and protect the connections between the different fauna critters and their environments. The animal kingdom has a lot more going on than we can see with the naked eye.
Human activities have had a significant impact on the carbon cycle, which is the process of carbon being exchanged between the atmosphere, oceans, land, plants, and animals on Earth. Some of these activities are burning of fossil fuels, deforestation, carbon sequestration, and geologic sequestration. The increase in atmospheric carbon dioxide due to human activity is the main driver of the climate change. Excess carbon dioxide acts as a greenhouse gas, trapping more heat from the sun. This leads to rising global temperatures, melting ice caps, shifting weather patterns, and more extreme weather events.
Effects of carbon cycle to fauna. The carbon cycle is the process by which carbon is exchanged between the atmosphere, oceans, land, plants, and animals. The cycling of carbon has a significant impact on fauna, which refers to animal life. This includes the following process. Photosynthesis by plants convert carbon dioxide into carbohydrates and oxygen. This provides the food and oxygen animals need to survive. Many animals depend on plant material for food, either directly by eating plants or indirectly by eating other animals that feed on plants. Changes to plant growth due to the carbon cycle can impact herbivore and omnivore food sources. Ocean acidification is increased by absorption of carbon dioxide into seawater, lowering its pH level. Acidification threatens many marine ecosystems. Migratory species are sensitive to shift in seasonal cycles caused by climate change disrupting their access to food sources and breeding patterns.
In the end, the question is, are humans invasive? Let us tackle this one by one. First, invasive species are widespread. Humans are found on every continent. Second, an invasive species can be non-native. Humans colonize every continent except Antarctica. Lastly, an invasive species can modify or disrupt ecosystems. Humans were also able to take over the homes and resources of animals across the globe. Considering this, humans are close to the invasive. Statistically, more than 70% of the Earth's land has undergone changes due to human activities. Additionally, each year, humans contribute more than 9.5 billion metric tons of carbon to the atmosphere from changing the landscape, burning fossil fuels, and engaging in deforestation. Humans have become the enemy of the ecosystem. But it is never too late to make a positive change. We have the capacity to transition from being invasive species to becoming innovative, insightful, and incredible species to the world. Let's work towards changing in a good way for the Earth and everyone living on it.
Humans may be invasive, but are we the most destructive species? No, not yet. And we won't wait until we become a destructive species, will we? So let's take action now and make efforts, especially in reducing our carbon footprint before it's too late. First, it begins at home. We can conserve water, properly separate trash, and minimize backyard burning of leaves. These steps help in reducing CO2 emissions. Second, switch to eco-friendly materials and renewable energies. Use sustainable items. Minimize energy use by adopting renewable energy sources. In this way, we can reduce our negative impact on the environment and emit fewer pollutants into the air. But most importantly, we can create a positive change by spreading awareness and advocating for it. Use social media to start a global movement. Contribute to fulfilling the Sustainable Development Goals or SDGs, particularly the 13th SDG, focus on climate action. We can only achieve these goals if we work together. Together, we can encourage everyone to take a step forward in making a change so that we are no longer associated with the term invasive species.